Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Prompt Me, Please. I first and foremost just want to say thank you so much for clicking on this video and being here with me. It's your girl, Tatiana, also known as the Prompt Coach T, and this platform is a safe space that was created just for you. We have transparent, authentic conversations that tap into the inner you, and the guests that I bring on this show, I welcome them to tell their story to serve as some encouragement, some empowerment, some motivation, inspiration, all for the greater good for you and your success for your future story. So I am super excited about today's guest, you guys. And before I show this guest, I just want to let you know this guest trips me out every time. Never ceases to amaze me. I am honored to have them here on my show, and they are here. They flew in, and I just want to say they probably flew in just for me, and I feel special about that. This person seriously is near and dear to my heart. I'm so glad that he is here. I don't even know how I want to introduce him, but I'll let him say, you can call me this, but this is my brother. This is my best friend. We have years in the game now. He is family, and I'm just so honored to have you here. So I bring to you Mr. Charles Mitchell. Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah,
Hi.
I would definitely say, yeah, Charles.
Okay, Charles.
To the world, Charles.
To the
world, Charles.
See, I'm like, because you know what I call you, but the world don't know you as that. I am just super, I keep saying it, honored for you to be here. I mean.
Honored? No, I think that's my line.
Oh, please.
That's my line.
So let me tell you guys, by the time this episode have come out, I've already turned 33, and turning 33 has been a blessing to me. I had the pleasure of bringing in my birthday in New Orleans, and I just felt like it was a full circle moment for me, because the very first time when I went to New Orleans, I went 7 years ago with 18 women for like a girls trip, birthday trip, bachelorette.
All wrapped in one.
All wrapped in one. I said, we gonna do it, let's do it. And it was like, girls trip, yeah, I'm getting married. My man, I'm so excited. And then I'm turning, as I turned 33, it was a full circle moment, because I returned to New Orleans with my husband. And it was great to say, like, 7 years ago, I was here engaged. Yeah. I wasn't a mother, and now I'm a mom. I wasn't a homeowner, and now I'm a homeowner. I wasn't a boss. I wasn't a business owner, so all of these milestones that I've acquired, like God has truly blessed me. Indeed. Okay. So that's some context, right? And so, it's Monday, and typically I work from home on Mondays, and the person that works under me, my outreach specialist, and we got together to do brunch, because I wanted to give her all the nuggets, the gems, and the tools that I received. Originally, I went to NOLA for a work conference, but because it was my birthday weekend as well, it was like a 2-in-1 celebration, and my husband was able to join me. So it was like vacation for him. It was work for me, but like slight vacation. And so I came back on Monday to share all the great things that I had learned from this conference. And lo and behold, who's walking into the brunch spot? This guy with his phone, y'all. I was just like, please, because I was like so in disbelief. I was like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be in Germany. We share each other's location, and I didn't even check his location, y'all. Monday was just so busy for me. I was on a go. You want to know what's even funnier about that, y'all? I talked to him throughout the day. Literally. Telling him my every move of what I was doing. And he was plotting and planning. It's what he does. And he's like 3 for 3 now, right?
Yeah.
And every time I am genuinely surprised. And he does it because he knows I hate surprises.
But I do it so well.
You do. You execute it so well, be effortless. And he loves laughing. Like, it'd be like laughter, tears, happiness,
all up in one.
smiling, right? But I'd be like low key, like, how did he get me again? So thank you so much for being here. I think that was like the greatest cap to like my birthday.
Aww.
Because I didn't know you were coming, and you sent me a voice note. We FaceTime as well. But we FaceTime, you were still in Germany.
Yeah.
When
we FaceTime, I was still in Germany.
So like I wasn't paying attention.
Gotta work my plans out.
So how are you feeling? You are here on the couch.
Wow. The funny thing for me, it's like a full circle because I was on my couch in Germany watching
Oh
on my TV.
my God, yeah.
Because when you launched it, I was still in Germany. So I was able to
right.
just, let me see my sit. I want to pull up on my TV.
Oh my
and now,
goodness.
I'm sitting here.
Man, crazy. And so we get to bring in this episode. Do you know what I'm about to do? How I start my episodes typically?
Yes, I do. You know I do.
So for those of you that don't know, I love the Terrell Show.
Shout out to
Terrell. Like, we're going to meet one day, and I may be on your show one day, and we just going to kick it. He's like my virtual best friend in my mind. Okay, Terrell. So my other virtual best friend. Okay. So he does the like music show. He brings guests on. He gives them a certain time phrase, and he gives them a word, and they be having like 11 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do 12 seconds.
Okay.
Because I like the number 12. Period.
12.
Okay. And so I'm going to give you a word, and you're going to have 12 seconds. And this is going to be like a no-brainer, though, because this is what we do. Like, before the camera was on, I was like, I'm a little nervous. He was like, why? I said, because we're bringing our conversations to the world. Like, this is how we... Internationally, you better say that, okay? This is how we have our conversations on the phone. It just be a check-in. This is genuinely us. This is genuinely us. It'd be a check-in. When we really want to get to it, we be like, I'm ready to lay on your couch.
Yeah, our cue phrase.
We be sharing all the things, okay? And we look up, we've been on the phone for 2 hours. Laugh, like, and we go from serious to laughing, like, it gets crazy, okay? So we gonna be us.
Yeah, conversation with us is it's the journey.
It's insert clip. I'm gonna have to do it. It was just right there. It was so good. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a word, and you're gonna have 12 seconds. It's gonna be a simple word.
Okay. I mean, don't forget.
What?
I slip sometimes on English.
Oh, okay. You're right. Okay, so your word is friend.
Friend. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, dang it. Love Brandy.
Okay.
Without you in the beginning to the end. I'll call you my best friend. Friends may come, but friends may go.
That's good. See, I told you it was gonna be easy. Yeah. What's the name of that song?
Best Friend.
Best Friend by
by none other than the vocal Bible.
The vocal Bible herself, Brandy, period. Okay, now you got to give me a word. Okay, be easy on me. Because every time I give somebody... Every time I give somebody the chance to give me a word, they eyes raised. I'd be like, hey, chill. Not too much. But you give me a word, then I have 12 seconds to sing a song.
Give you a word.
Yeah, with a word in it or the title. It's in the title of the song.
I'm just going to go with complicated.
I think about us all day, dream about you. Love ain't always complicated. Nivea, what?
See?
Staring in the dark for so long, just thinking my life on my own.
And what?
When I brought up the blue, I bumped it to you. Okay, yeah. You already know. Ooh, that was I don't know no other complicateds now. What? You almost had me. What other song you know with complicated in it? Exactly. Exactly.
Come back to me.
So that's just a little icebreaker that I like to do with my guests, especially the ones that I know that has a love for music. Now, literally, Charles and I, we will be on the phone and we'll be talking about something, and there is a word that is said, and then we just start singing a song.
Word associated.
Oh my goodness, activated. It gets on my husband nerve. He be like, here y'all go. but it just be in us. Like
And
we
we be
can't help
gone.
it. Okay.
Because then we go.
We be bringing it back, but we go there. Okay.
I think it's a part of the communication style that we just can't help it. If you don't want us to do it, we're not being authentically ourselves.
Okay, I love how you said that. Well said. Perfect. So I do want to go ahead and set the intention for today's episode because immediately I knew that I wanted Charles on the podcast, and I hit him with it quick too. Yesterday we was at brunch. I was like, "Oh, we could do a podcast episode."
I said, "Oh."
For real. And so I was like, but what are we gonna talk about? He was like, it could go a plethora of ways because we talk about so
Everything.
much. We are literally letting you guys in on how we converse. Okay. But we talked about, I think, something that has come up a lot for us in this journey or this season of our life, and that's navigating adult friendships. And so I think the context behind it is that Charles lives in Germany. And how long have you been living in Germany?
I've been living in Germany for 9 years.
For
Going on 10.
9 years.
Yeah.
And we talk almost every day.
Indeed.
And we make a choice to check in, you know? And so I think, you know, especially when we navigate these different relationships that we have, because of course I have other friends and he have other friends. Some we've met, some we may have not. But what always has been true for us is the way in which and how we show up for our friends. And so I'm speaking to the ones that may be concerned about what role they play in their friendships or where they are right now in certain friendships, where they're sitting right now. And this episode is truly for you. It could just be a thought, and please share it with someone, you know, the conversations that you guys have, and hope, you know, something we did inspires you, it piques an interest, it sparks some sort of curiosity for you to be able to dig a little deeper and tap into where you are. Okay.
Love that.
First, tell them, how do we know each other?
Oh, Jesus. We met at the illustrious Fisk University.
Come on.
In Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Our freshman year.
What's she say?
So we met there.
Yeah.
It was our freshman year. Clearly, both of us are from Chicago. She's from the west side. I'm from the south side. We won't address that right now. We'll
Okay,
later.
it's always banter with that.
Woo!
Keep it going.
And the funny thing is, of course, we came from two different groups, but we still had our connection. And then over the years, it got stronger. I know it got really strong towards, I would say, your last 2 years.
Yeah.
Because I did my extra year.
That's
so
right.
I had to, if it was comparison, it'd be 3. But your last 2 years is when we really locked in.
That's true.
And I just remember the time would just pass. There was no checking okay, I need to go do my homework, or I need
Right.
to leave, or I'm ready to go to my room.
Right.
It just became
Right.
infinite.
Yeah.
It became more comfortable. It became more safe
Yeah.
of a space.
Yeah.
And there was all tied up into that definitely
Yeah.
here I go, what's the word? English word. And for some context.
Yeah.
Speak 3 different languages. Jesus.
Okay. He's
No.
a polyglot.
But there was, with that trust, there was just an unlimited amount of safety and trust. And it was
Yeah.
okay, I don't have to think
Yeah.
because it's actively happening.
For sure.
That's what I've loved.
I met you through our mutual friend, Shalita. And you can answer this question for me and I'll answer it for you. But it was what was my first impression of you? And I had no idea who you were.
I've heard a lot of first impressions, and I think they're funny. I love to hear, but
So my first impression of you was not what you said, but it was what you did. We were at freshman orientation. Rep your region.
oh, here we go.
You know what I'm about to say. And Rep Your Region was a program, or I don't know, it was an event that the campus, the orientation leaders, RAs, you know, all the other student leaders, they would throw for the freshmen. And it was just to get us out of our shell a little bit, and just, you know, truly welcome us in as family. And what do we like to do? We like to dance, and we like to listen to music. We like to be okay, all right, you know, all of those things. And Rep your region is basically wherever you from. It would be
East Coast,
West Coast,
Midwest,
South, deep South, and they would even say, Atlanta, where you at? Memphis, where you at? And they'll play a song that represents where you from. And so when they say Chicago, Chi-Town, stand up, where y'all at? Where y'all from? They had a representative go up there to represent Chicago, and it was Mr. Charles. And do you remember what song it was?
I would think it definitely have to be Bob That Back.
Okay, I was like, Bob That Back Down by the Pope. And Chicago culture, we love juke music, footwork and music. And Charles went up there and he started dancing, literally bobbing his back. Okay, he snapped. This boy jumps up, hit like a grand plie. I don't know what you would call it. What is it?
It was like a toe touch.
A high toe touch. Go down into a split.
No, I didn't do that.
You didn't do a split?
No, not that day.
Not that day. Crazy. Because it has levels to it. But when he did that and then he still started bobbing, I was like, oh my goodness, who is this guy? But that was my first impression of you. It wasn't what you said. It was what you did.
Hilarious.
But it also lets me know, like you were fearless, because this is the first time, like, all eyes were on you.
I didn't know none of them people. I think it was only like two. Two. Because I would say, just to throw it out, Shalita, Sabrina.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. So seeing you with that, I was amazed. I was like, wow, But like you said, our circles never really intermix. That's how I was introduced to you was through Shalita, because I hung out with Shalita. I hope she watched this episode, because we just saying her name. Hey,
love her so much.
We do. She's such a sweetheart. So that was my first impression of you. What about you for me? Like, do you remember when you first either saw me or like we met and we conversed?
My memory, you know how I'm tied to pictures. It's just my thing.
Okay.
My memory is tied to a picture of us being in front of Spence.
In front of Spence, okay.
Yeah, the door that we go in to go to the caf, the little reflecting mirror door. And we had on our black and white.
Oh, I know exactly what picture you're talking about.
Yes.
It pops up in my Facebook memories all the time.
That memory is really stuck in my head. The conversation that
was it convocation?
Could have been convocation.
Because we all had on a particular color. It wasn't just a random Wednesday for business casual.
No. This was in the beginning, so it had to be convocation.
Okay.
Because we had our pictures that we also took in Jubilee Hall.
That's right.
And everything.
That's right.
What I recall from you, I don't recall a conversation. I just remember seeing your presence. Like, your hair was always done.
Period.
You always had your glasses. You always had your glasses. And then fast forwarding a little bit more to when we dressed up for stuff. Shoe game?
Oh, what?
Shoe game?
Y'all, let me tell y'all
I'm
about
surprised
that
you
real
got to
quick.
break her ankle because of something she was wearing. I was just like, how is she doing this? Standing on stilts.
This is crazy because I was just tell y'all, why did I have a Shoe Dazzle account in college? And the Shoe Dazzle account, I might be aging myself because I don't even know if they exist anymore. But it was just basically you paid $40 a month to get whatever pair of shoes that you wanted. And at that time, it was just heels. And I really wanted to get on like my heel game because I saw the other
upperclassmen and everything.
Yeah, I saw them wearing heels and they would tell us a Fisk woman does this and she talks like that.
Yeah.
And so I was really trying to embody like a Fisk woman. I was doing that through my pearls. I had my hair done and I would have a pair of heels. Oh, that's so funny. That is so funny.
That's what I remember. Was like, it wasn't, and sometimes we can see through stuff depending on your interpretation, etc. Like, okay, we see somebody, we see this border, like, oh, that's just a that's just a friend. No, it was legit.
Yeah,
like this was you. This was you forward.
For sure.
Presentation done up.
Okay, period. I mean, I just had to represent, and I just had to be who I be, and I am who I am.
Forever and always.
Okay, see, we ain't gonna last. We ain't gonna last. I can already see how this is gonna count. Okay, so yeah, but that's actually pretty cool. How do we stay close? How do we stay connected? So we talked about how we're navigating adult friendships.
Yeah,
you're living in Germany, been living there for 9 years,
a lot of kilometers away.
Okay, thousands. We're on different time zones.
7 to be exact.
Okay.
Sometimes 6 when we're going through a little
That's right.
time change.
For sure. So how do we stay close?
I'll give you top 3.
Okay.
One is, it's definitely personal on how do we stay close. Definitely one is effort. Effort. You do it so easily. I won't say that because I have experience where I interact with people and I think they try to match or they try to see whatever is in me and they're like, okay, in whatever way, oh, I think I could do that. No, this is what you can genuinely do yourself. You also see me, and it's the little things.
Yeah.
Time zone for what it is. You'll know like, oh, okay, it's this time. Yeah, it's morning for me, but I know that this is time for him. Let me call him. Let me check. The third thing I would say is, so we got effort, we got seeing me, and you eagerly communicate. It's not a burden. Sometimes you can feel from people like, oh, here we go. I got to call them. Hey, they 7 hours ahead. And I'm tired. It's too early for me. I got to wake up. You don't give me any of that.
No.
It's just, it's smooth.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I would say it was effortless somehow, some way, because when you first moved to Germany, we weren't talking every day.
No.
I would check in from time to time to see like how things were going for you.
Yeah.
But also I think what was important was like you were letting me in to what your new world looked like.
That I didn't even know myself.
You had no idea. And even seeing how you were navigating that. And then we start conversing about that because I'm like, you're a part of another culture.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is interesting. Or you know me, I kept saying, oh, I don't know if I could do that. You know, I was like, you over there and you don't know nobody.
Not a thing.
But when you're here in the States, you know plenty of people.
Yeah.
So I was even like I was always concerned for you, not like, oh my God, something is gonna go wrong. But it was legit like, how are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, like how things going, and just knowing the fact that you're from Chicago. A lot of us don't even receive the opportunity to do so. And knowing your story on how you got over there, what? When I say the hand of God, it
was wrapped.
The hand of God.
Wrapped around.
So I think that's something else that kept me like intrigued to even want to continue to connect with you in the first place. Because I don't even think like you was like, oh my gosh, I'm so lonely over here. There's nobody I know. I don't think you've had moments, but that wasn't like an ongoing thing. You just always pivoted. You always adapted and adjusted to new situations. And sometimes you would do it quicker than like you was just like, I gotta move with it. I gotta go. And I just be like,
I gotta go.
whoa. Whoa there.
Slow me up.
Whoa there, whoa day. You know, it's just like slow down, you know. So I think just seeing this different side of you, like how you say that I see you, but seeing this different side of you, knowing, you know, what our journey looked like together at Fisk, and now you're over here in a whole new different territory. I was just once again, like first impression of what you did, not what you said. It was like, I'm in awe of this person, because that takes a lot of, okay, please. You like, don't you? But that takes a lot of, it can be a lot for a person.
Very
but
true.
That's a lot of strength that you carry, you know, and like God grants you the capacity day by day to be able to do it. Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
'Cause without God.
Come on now. So,
where would I be?
Question.
Tell me what you think about me. Sorry.
See what I'm saying? Okay. How have your criteria for choosing friends changed since college? And what does that say about who you've become?
My criteria
has it changed?
Used to be, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll talk about what it used to be and how it went to being changed. Of course, as we know, like friendships, whether we were in school, summer camps, it was definitely based off of, it was easy because we had these schedules every day. We were in schools. We would always see each other. We stayed in the same dorm. We had the same classes. Convenience. Once you're taken out of convenience, you have to start making a choice. So yes, what I built with convenience on my friends that I have here back on this space, on this side of the world,
Yeah.
it wasn't only that the criteria changed for the new people that came into my life, whether they lasted or not, is what it is, or the ones that I've kept. My criteria then had to be a choice. Do I have the capacity?
Come on.
That's the thing, because
Yeah.
with certain people in our lives, no matter what aspect they come in, we take them on.
Yeah.
And sometimes we take on things that might be too big for our plate. We
Yeah.
already at a buffet.
Yeah.
There's only so much room on the
Come
plate, and if you ain't got
on.
nothing else for that but that fork and that spoon.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, I would say choosing, because it's not always easy. I really had to dig deeper with myself on, okay, cool, yeah, I can handle this. I'm changing, they're changing, they're going in a different path, but is it a path that we can both grow on? Is it a path that we can both go? Or is it something where I have to like, okay, I do have to give you your space? It works both ways.
Do you think that it's harder for you to make friends now, or have you just become selective about who deserves your energy?
Both of them.
Oh,
And I say that, okay, we're adults. I say that it's harder because it is what it is.
Yeah.
People get weird.
yeah. People get
People
weird.
get very weird. And nobody has the right answers. There is no manual on life. But
that's
sometimes the
right.
choices that people make, they really agitate your own soul.
Wow.
So-
Wow. That was good. You like so.
Yeah.
Yeah. When was the last time you made a true deep friendship with someone as an adult, and what made that connection possible? Since we're talking about navigating adult friendships.
The last time.
Yeah. Like a genuine, true friendship with another, of course, with another
Yeah.
adult.
To give you an example. I would like to pick up this story. It goes back to when I first moved to Germany. So this is 2016.
Okay.
Like you said, I'm just there. I'm navigating life in a whole new continent, country, where the language is not my mother tongue. And there are a bunch of different people that I've never been around or had the experience of actually getting acquainted with. And I have to give a shout out to Noncle Barrel.
Noncle.
Noncle. Yeah, it's a specific way you pronounce a certain click in the South African language, which
Nice.
broadens.
Okay.
Me.
Okay.
But she's a lovely close friend of mine. She actually recently just helped me move all my things from Bochum to Hamburg.
Yeah.
But we both showed up to a jazz festival. I was looking for something to go to. Used to be in Chicago where I can just walk into anything. But in Germany, you have to, they're planners.
Yeah.
You have to plan things. You have to know what's going on and check your events. And I found this thing.
Okay.
And lo and behold, for the people that know Noncle Barrel and for the people that know me,
Yeah.
I showed up 2 hours early.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
What is that?
Okay.
Me?
Yeah, no way.
I'm coming right on time. Right on the dot. Just a little bit. I love to show up when things are already in motion. Appropriately the things that I can do.
Okay. Okay.
But we showed up early. She was there with somebody that she knew. I was alone. I'm new to the country. And I'm sitting by myself, minding my business, not knowing what's going on because nothing is there.
Yeah.
And her and the person that she was with, she speaks to me and she says, hey, like, you want to sit with me and my friend? You wanna
Wow.
sit with us? And I was like,
And she just saw you.
just saw me.
Okay.
Doesn't know me at
Wow.
all
Wow.
from can of paint.
I wonder what was it that she saw.
She told me all the time. She thought I had on something. It wasn't a Pan-African flag, but I had on a. If you can remember the type of the flags that we had when we were back in kindergarten, gotta age ourselves. With the patterns.
Okay.
Chicago, you get it.
Okay.
But I had that on, and then I had on like a gray shirt and I think like a Ralph Lauren jacket, whatever.
Yeah.
And she said she thought I was some type of fashion guy or something.
But you do be putting your stuff on, though.
I think I've maneuvered myself to finding out what I like wearing and not it wearing me.
Ooh.
Because I get told people be like, oh, you wear it. And I'm like,
I like that. But I like that saying.
that's what I go with. Like, that's
Yeah.
how I leave. I'm not thinking like, oh, how this going to make me look like? No, I
Yeah.
want to wear this and I'm going to go with it.
Ooh, period.
Am I out of place? Should be. Don't want to be like the rest.
I want to stand out.
Be a little different.
Okay.
But yeah, she invited me over and she thought I was some fashion guy. And that intrigued her, and then she got to find out like where I was from, like me being from Chicago. She's
Yeah.
South African, and we've connected off that, and we literally coming from two completely different worlds
Yeah.
just built our friendship on
Yeah.
getting to know each other,
Yeah.
trust, communication.
That's right.
And mind you,
Yeah.
it's a completely different level
Yeah.
of everything because we're not from the same place and we're
Yeah.
both living in a different country.
That's
so
right.
that is one I want to
Shout
highlight.
out. Yeah. Noncle.
Yeah.
Hey, boo. Because I know you're going to be watching this. Okay. So, how do you handle friendships where you grow in different directions? Do you fight for it or do you just let it naturally fade? You said,
Do I fight for them or naturally let them fade? It's been a journey. Also, I'm sure you know me. I'm so
Yeah,
optimistic, so
yeah.
you're gonna get both sides, and there's always a story when it comes to Charles, Uncle Charles. I used to just let them fade. I used to just let them fade.
You
'cause
used to.
yeah, because I would say like, okay, well they ain't doing it, I ain't doing that.
right.
And then I got to the point of where I started communicating more. That was me being a better self for me. I had to get out of being comfortable. Like, okay, if I don't say nothing, that's not going, it's not going to ruffle anybody's feathers.
That's
you got to
right.
shake the table sometimes. You got to have these tough conversations. Like, and we've had our tough conversations,
Yeah.
you and I,
Yeah.
and they flow.
Yeah.
It's an expression.
Yeah.
We find out where the mindset is.
For sure.
We adjust.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree. We grow in that moment.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
keep going.
I always encourage people to not shy away from tough conversations, but it requires a lot of work from you because you just be expecting people to just know you. And a lot of times you don't even know yourself. And I think that when it comes down to truly like doing the work, like tough conversations get you past the point of where you thought you wouldn't even get past. And I just always remember, like, if you know someone's heart, if you know somebody's intention,
There's nothing to question.
there's nothing to question. You can't even feel offended or defend. You feel like you have to defend yourself because this is your friend, right? This person loves you. They see you. They value you. They support you. They show up for you in many different ways. So if they have a gripe that I misunderstood or misinterpreted in that moment, why not give them the permission to hold me accountable to say, I didn't like what you did. Or when you said that made me feel away, right? And you just take it, hear them, acknowledge their feelings, but take it, receive it, and because you value this relationship so much, you honor what they say. But in most cases when things don't work out like that, it's because your ego is in the way. And it also goes into question how deep are you willing, or how hard are you willing to look in the mirror at yourself?
Reflect. Reflection. I know that ain't what his words.
That's not it.
We have to keep it on top.
Okay, please. And back. What's the difference between a friendship that requires work and one that's just work? And how do you know when you keep investing?
I would say a friendship that requires work allows you to give your love, allows you to, this is my perspective, to see them as they are, to know what you can feed into them, to know what you can, not just say do for them, but how you can be there, to show up, because it's not always going to be 50-50. We have to be realistic. Sometimes it's 90-10, sometimes it's 70-30, sometimes it's 60-40. You just never know. Sometimes it's 100-0. You just
Come on. For real.
You never know.
Yeah.
So one that requires work, this is how I see it, because it allows you to put your attributes, your aspects into that person.
That's
now,
right.
a friendship that is just work seems like something that will dismantle your whole mentality.
That's good.
Will drive you to the loony bin.
That's good.
And you it's not that you should ever be looking for anything in return. You do things out of love. You do things that you feel led to be able to help. You do things that you can pay it forward. But for those things where it's just work, that's literally you
For sure.
Pouring out your cup from wherever it was filled from. Could have been yourself, because, we also have to recharge ourselves.
That's right.
And then just imagine that. Continuously pouring that cup. Continuously working. Ain't nothing but dust and air particles coming into yours. How are you surviving? What are you feeling into your body? When you pour it out, ain't nothing in there. You picking it back up. What you getting?
Ooh.
Can you breathe?
Come on now. Sound like somebody that did some work. I'm just saying. So in terms of these adult friendships, we talk about seeing each other. And when we see each other, we want to be authentic and we want to be vulnerable with each other. So do your friends, can you say your friends know the real struggles you're facing right now? Or do you curate a highlight reel or, put this mask on or give off a version of your life that they may not know?
To my friends, no. To my friends, N-O, no. To my friends, they K-N-O-W.
Yeah.
They do know, because I'm vulnerable. I'm very transparent as I can be.
Yeah.
I always lead with that. I do my best to lead with that. Like, I can only do my best. And as far as I am aware, I'm letting people know, like, hey, well, this is what's going on, or this happened, 2023. I'll go back to that. Like, I was just lost in the sauce.
Do you think that it's rare that people can be like their authentic, vulnerable selves with their friends? Like, do you feel that it's accepted off bat, or it's like shied away from?
I think it definitely differentiate between person to person. If I would say, let's just say statistically, I think people are caught up in the, I got to put this on, or I got to proceed this way, or I got to do this.
Why do you think that is, though?
It's a lot of societal things that we get caught up on. I mean, look at the world that we're living in. And also, once you leave your comfortability from wherever you are and what you're doing in your city, in your town, your state, your country, you realize that you were in a box that you did not know you were in. Since I've left that box, I'm not worried about whatever anybody else think about what I got going on, because that's my story. That's my real. That's my truth. That's my story.
That's right.
And if I feel so led and comfortable to share that with you, I'm sharing that for, like I said, a vulnerability moment. Also, for you to be able to catch on, like, okay, maybe I can do this, or I can change this, or, hey, I don't want to run into the situation. That's just me trying to lend it on. And in reverse, I would say what I experienced with you, you give me so many aspects of life that I am not in. I don't know if you've ever realized that.
I have not.
And I love it. Like, you share marriage. Okay. I'm not married. I'm single.
Yeah.
You share parenthood.
Yeah.
I have no child.
Yeah. Although the kids love you. The kids love Uncle Chucky.
These things you share with me, they give me aspects that I can hold on to and pick up or listen to, and like, okay, I need to keep that. Who knows when I'll end up in the situation.
That's
and
right.
you do it so willingly. Because I'm just like, normally, as some people say, it's just like, you're married and you have your married friends and you go in there, you're talking about, but you share that with me and I'm not married.
I do.
I can only give.
That's so funny. Will and I talked about that.
Like, some people would say that they can only give a certain aspect. However, those of us that are watching from the outside in, we see a different lens view. So then, you pick up what you can, you leave what you leave, and you go on.
But also, I think because Will and I had talked about that, and I was like, that's true, because society will tell you, don't talk to your single friends about your marriage. For me, I want to say what I do share with you, like, you root for us.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. Like, who's rooting for you in the end? And like, you're just a listening ear. You're not like, well, if that was me, like, you don't even come with that energy. I'm literally sometimes just venting and you're hearing me out. And what you give me, you speak to me from a man's perspective, because I am not a man. I be like, that man brain. But you give me the outside perspective, like, or maybe he just, and I'll be like, oh, and there have been times I was like, you was right about that. You know what I'm saying? So I think about those moments, because there has never been a moment where I felt like you wasn't rooting for my marriage, or that you hated my husband, or that you like, go ahead and wrap this up. Like, that was just never a moment. No. So that's what I honor and I cherish. And like, because my husband and I, we we're transparent with each other. Like he knows that you know. So it's not like I'm sneak dissing my husband to my best friend. It's not even like that because you literally see both of us. And Will is your brother and you have his number, he has yours. Sometimes y'all have conversations outside of me, but it's because like you see us as one, you know, family. So I'm like, I don't even know if you know that, but that's what you do for me in that aspect. And then there's like parents from the outside looking in, and because you've dealt with many children, you know what I'm saying? You share your perspective of that, or you watch other people and how they deal. Like, I'm open-minded. I don't think I know it all, and I don't think I'm right all the time, and you can't tell me nothing because you're not a parent.
You ain't even got a child.
That's not who I am. I promise you.
Never came to me like that.
Because I'm like, you might just know something that I don't know that I could just try it out and see. Yeah. And that's literally just it. It's not that deep.
Try it out and see.
Not that
Ginger
deep.
tea.
Okay. I saw what you did there. So, in terms of expectations and boundaries, do you? It's the side for me. What kind of no. Do you expect your friends to celebrate your wins with the same enthusiasm you bring to them? Why or why not?
I did. For a long time I did.
But you don't anymore.
I don't anymore.
Okay, so tell me about that. Like, why did that change?
You cannot expect you from everybody else.
Say that again.
You are you.
Yeah.
Period. Like, that's just that.
Yeah.
The things you can hope for is that the people that you do have in your inner circle and the people that you have close to you and near and dear to your heart, that they will be able to treat you as you are.
That's right. Yeah.
Expecting set me up for plenty of failures. Set me up for a lot of end roads.
Yeah.
A lot of train tracks that have to shift. And it's not to say that that's a sad thing. That is just the journey of life. That is the circle of life.
Okay.
I could help it.
I mean, it was right there.
No, but that's serious. Like, you do not need to go into these things with expectations. Now, switching gears, you can teach people how to treat you.
That's right.
Off the bat, because you don't come up here and treat me like anything. When I look like a pack of trash, ready to go out on a Thursday.
You've been saying that from the beginning, though. Yeah. Like, you teach people how to treat you. Like, you expect respect. I think that was one of your biggest things. Is that what you use?
Yeah. Respect, if anything.
Respect. Like, you like, I don't play. You will respect me. Like, that's not a non-negotiable. But that's because you lead with respecting other people. Yeah. So that's you teaching other people in the moment. If this is what I'm leading you with, this is what I expect in return. And there's nothing wrong with that because everybody has their thing. Like, you're not going to talk to me any kind of way. Yeah. You're not going to treat me. You're not going to just do whatever. Yeah. Treat me however. It's not going to happen, babe.
People that know me, they know. they just know what they like.
If you know, you know.
Hey, you know, you know.
No, you don't do that. Don't do that. So what kind of friend are you when you're going through your own difficult season?
When I'm in upheaval.
Okay. Do you withdraw? You overshare? Or is it something else? Like, how do your friends know when it's a difficult time for you? When you're you're not the Charles that they're used to? So
when I'm in upheaval, my people, they can tell because I'm not present. I am literally, I say this all the time. I was just telling shout out to Miss Wright. I was just telling Miss Wright this yesterday. I was like, you know how you see those series or those shows and it's just like that character, that cousin is always like, he over here, but then he showed up in that show, then he did a crossover.
That's right.
That's literally me. Yeah. Now, I am a busybody and I show up. When I am not doing that, when it's literally a complete 180, you're like, what Chucky doing? Like,
you quiet. You too quiet. When you're quiet is loud.
Quietness from a communicator is scary because then you have to wonder like, what's going on? What's happening? Yeah. And I do go quiet. However, I also do give notice. Like I'll say, because I've sent you some messages like, hey, you know, down, okay. It's getting a little heavy.
I'm gonna get out of here. Literally.
Like I'll let you know, and then I leave that there, and then I weather the storm for whatever storm I have to go through.
Yeah. How do they handle it when you are at your at your down moment or in your upheaval? How do your friends handle it or like respond to you with that?
I had to realize in my now 33-year-old self that not everybody will handle that appropriately. Sometimes it can be taken out of context, and it's a in their perspective, it's a me thing. You're not, and once you've already communicated, like, I was letting you know that I am going through something. I'm sharing this with you because I am about to lose my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
And the ones that handle it with care, they will handle it.
For sure.
The ones that don't,
Yeah.
that just shows you on your own approach what I have to shift when I get to come back to myself, what I have to address in this moment, or that I can tell you later when it's a calm because I tried to tell you this. It's a plethora of things.
Yeah, it's a plethora of things. If your friends could describe the role that you play in their friend circle or their group, how would they describe you? What would they say about you? Tell the truth.
No, I am the no. many of my friends have told me that I'm the glue. Give me Elmer's.
Okay.
No, something stronger.
Yeah.
No, that I'm the glue. I love to piece together. I love to mix and match. And with the ones that were already set,
That's right.
I'm always gonna make sure that there's a group photo taken where we're all present.
sure.
I remember some have told me like, "Dang, Chucky not here," and like we ain't taking no group
That's
picture.
right.
And I'm like,
yeah.
y'all gotta
Because
do it.
that's
Like,
the
I don't
role
know.
you play.
Yeah, I'm like glue, historian.
Okay. Oh, he
and
has the
communicator.
artifacts.
Yeah,
You got the archives, baby.
Too many.
So many throwbacks.
I'll be opening up my exhibit coming in the later time of this year.
For real. Okay. So my last question is, can you give some advice based off of your truth to an adult that may be watching this episode, reflecting on the role that they play in their friendships, and they desire more? They desire more authentic friendships. They're manifesting to be in alignment with more people that's coming their way. What do you say to them?
I would definitely tell this person to first look in the mirror. Start there. Realize what you feel like you aren't getting or what you aren't attracting. And do a lot of self-reflection, a lot of work from within to put that out.
Yeah.
You'll be able to lead with that because it'll be in alignment with your heart. I mean, there's plenty of times you told me when I've spoken to people, family, friends, you're like, but you led, your intent was good because that came from your heart.
Yeah.
And that's the message that you always want to get across.
That's right.
Another thing is boundaries. Boundaries. Just like bills.
Yeah.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
You have to set those up because that protects you from allowing anything to happen from you. And that also allows the people that you want to come in, but to know where, like, okay, here we are. And it's not necessarily a halt thing.
Yeah.
It's just this is what you have to protect. You can't go everywhere doing anything.
Yeah.
So I would say start in the mirror, reflect on yourself, think about what you would have want to receive, give that out. And I think once people allow their light and their intention to flow like that, that's surely what they attract.
Yeah.
And stop taking the old step that you used to take. Stop. Because you're only going to end up in the same circle. And that circle will lead to hurt.
That's right. That's right. That's good because, typically people be like, you can't be afraid to step out to events and network and do this and do that. You say, baby, start in.
Yeah.
Before you go out, start in.
You're trying to go
That's
outside
why.
the world.
That's why it's very important for people to look inward. When you're quick to try to point the blame at somebody else, realize and recognize, like, how did you show up in that moment and what role did you play in that moment before you try to pinpoint any blame upon anyone else. But before I close this episode, I always like to give my people their flowers. And I just want to just give you just some words of just, number one, I love you.
I love you more.
I love you and I'm so proud of you. It's crazy how we've known each other for over 15 years. 15 years. And you see me become a wife. You see me become a mom. You see me become a homeowner, a business owner, and all of these different milestones that I made. And I can say the same for you. Like your journey in Germany alone, both highs and lows. Like I was there with you, like not physically, but like spiritually, emotionally, and just watching you, how you have grown from, being, the one that wants to pop off to now you like, I'm preserving my energy. Like, that is amazing because it just shows like the growth that you have done and the work that you're continuously doing on yourself. Like, you are not where you come from. Like, if people look at you today and they talk to you today, they would not know that you're a guy from the south side of Chicago.
72nd Racing. They would not have a clue.
Knowing how to bob that back down. But, okay, sorry. But...
Retired.
But you like, I don't do that anymore. But you're artistic, you're creative, you have a way with words, you have a way with people, you have empathy, you care for people deeply. You give the best gifts and they are with intention because you see people. And I think the most amazing thing that you do for me, just like how you say I do for you, you see me in return and you validate my feelings and you get me together when I need to get together. But I love the accountability that you hold me to. You love my son like no other. You love my husband like like a brother. And my family, and you check in all the things of what a friend in alignment is. I truly believe that God is pleased with you and how you're walking in your purpose and you're sticking closer to him like never before. Amen. And you like, it's just me and this man, okay? Forget everybody else. Mm-hmm. But I love that for you because it just shows how far you have come, how higher you're about to go, like, because you're going to elevate. I'm just so proud of you. I love you. And that is a wrap on Prompt Me, Please. Thank you so much. Please like, share, subscribe this content. Please tell me, what do you think about the episode? Let me know in the comments. And please keep growing, keep manifesting, keep striving, keep journaling, and just keep being an awesome person or people. I love you guys, and I will check back in with you guys later until the next episode. Yay!
Don't you dare try to get me.
Please. No.
Got you again. It never fails.